Welcome, my nerd family, to another episode of Games You Must, the podcast where we talk about all things board games, video games, and pop culture. On today's episode, we are doing another top shelf or yard sale game here. We're going to be looking at Castles of Burgundy, a fun game, 2 to 4 player game. What would you guys consider this game as? Like an area control game or kind of like tile placement game?
Tile placement, tableau building.
Tableau building here. We are joined by Travis, Clay, and Jared from Operation Game Night. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here on this episode. I'm very excited. I love your guys' content. They are the hosts of Operation Game Night podcast. Go check them out. I'll be leaving links below to all their socials, all their things. There you go, repping the shirt. Very excited. We're going to hear a little bit about their origin stories and stuff, and then we're going to decide if Castles of Burgundy is a top shelf or a yard sale game. So very excited to hear you guys' answers on that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, subscribing. We love seeing those comments. We love seeing those numbers go up. So feel free to share and let the world know about Games You Must, and also let the world know about Operation Game Night Pod, because they are awesome. But with all that being said, though, guys, pull up a chair, grab some dice, y acompáñeme a jugar. I definitely don't practice that intro in the mirror like 4 times a day. Of course, I don't. Definitely don't do that. Travis, Clay, Jared, again, thank you guys so much for joining us here on this episode. I'm very excited. I know we've been talking about trying to collab for a while, and I'm glad that our schedules got to meet up. And I've been listening to you guys' podcast episodes. I love it. And you guys know your stuff. That's what I love. Like, you guys know your stuff. You guys know your games. Clay, we see you got that wall behind you. For those that are watching, you got that big wall right there. I mean, we know we're in for some good stuff here. But before we get started with the episode, we're gonna ask the icebreaker questions here that we do at Games You Must for our first time guest. And I'm very curious to hear your guys' answers here. Feel free, if one of the answers you guys are not a big fan of, don't worry about it. We can move on here. But I'll ask the questions, and I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first with that one. But the first part one of the question is, what is your guys' favorite board game of all time? It could be a childhood game. It could be a game you guys played last week and you guys love it. It's anything goes, any tabletop game, dice games, cards games. You guys know the whole spiel with the tabletop games. So that's your favorite board game of all time. And then part 2 is going to be, what is your guys' favorite video game of all time? Oh. And now I'm including console, PC. I'm even including arcade games. If you guys go like a special arcade memory that you guys loved when you guys were a childhood, when you guys went playing, I'll leave anything goes. What I tell my guests is, sometimes as gamers and as board gamers, it's very hard to narrow down to just one. So I'm allowing top 3. I'll let you guys go with top 3 board games if you guys want to go, or top 3 video games if you guys want to do it.
Hey, you better be careful, because we can eat up a lot of time talking about our top 3.
I'm down. Hey,
I'm just saying.
I'm good with that, bro. I love that's why I do with these icebreakers, because it engages in conversation. And if this whole episode is just the icebreaker question, then all right, guys, sorry, we no tabletop shots, so we did just top 3s. But yeah, I'm very curious.
Hot take, Castle of Burgundy is already on the top shelf, so we can just do icebreakers the whole time.
There we go. All right, you guys heard it first.
I don't know if those are fighting words or
hit them up on the comments. Let them know. Let's debate. I'm curious. Guys, I'll let you guys take it away. Whoever wants to go first. We'll go with board game first. So what's your guys' board games? If you guys feel like top 3 is too much to talk about, we could just go top 1. It's open floor to you guys. So whatever you guys want to run with. Go ahead. Whoever wants to take it away.
Okay, I will start then. So this is Travis from Operation Game Night. And I would say that my number 1 game, we actually did a top 5 podcast, top 5 episode. And my number 1 was Root. I'm wearing my Root shirt today. Got my Marquise the cat on my hoodie. And Root is a phenomenal area control, woodland critters battling for supremacy board game. It's a little deep, and it's a little hard to introduce new players because each of the factions play differently, and it's really complex. And at this point, it's like chess. Like, there's an entire podcast on each individual faction and their openings and the different starts, and it's taken on this kind of whole life of its own. People create fan factions that you can play with. Tons of like homebrew type stuff for Root. It's constantly evolving. They just launched a new Kickstarter for the new factions that just came out. So really excited about that one. So Root is my number 1. Okay. I'm a big video gamer. So my top video game is kind of hard to pick. Right now I'm I'm digging some Elden Ring. I can't live without my Elden Ring. That's been really good. I'm not a huge FromSoft guy, but that game got me hooked. That world is awesome. Arcade game though, I have this special memory of going to a place I wish I could shout out the name of the actual arcade, but there's this place by my sister's house in Florida. She lives in Boca Raton, and they have tons of pinball machines and tons of arcades. And there's actually a track and field arcade game that is awesome. You do the 100-yard dash, you do the long jump, you throw the javelin, and as a prior track athlete, that has a special place in my heart. So arcade, I'm gonna have to go with track and field. It's pretty great. Yeah.
This track and field game is it like, are you like physically like on a pad or something, or are you just it's like a joystick? I'm like, hey, bro, they're making you work for it.
No, it's largely like buttons. You ever play that like flash game on the internet on like E-Bombs World where you're like running and you have to like hit the buttons really fast?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that for a lot of them.
Gotcha.
Or you're timing the jumps for the hurdles or whatever it is. So
got you. Okay.
Yeah, track and field.
What event do you think Travis did?
Ooh,
this dude. I mean, it's deceiving on video. He's like 6'5". Scary guy to see in an
super
alley.
swole, jacked up. Okay. What I think like track and field like event you did?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is an NCAA athlete right here.
Yeah.
Oh, name.
I'm 6'5", 250 at this point. So
okay. Oh, dang. Oh, geez. I don't know. I feel like you do like the. I don't know much about track and field actually, to be honest. Is that one the thing that you throw the ball like the
shot put?
Shot put. Is that part of track and field?
Yes, it is. I get that a lot. The shot put. I was actually a high jumper. I was a high jumper for like 13 years, 14 years.
Okay.
And I was a high jumper for a long time. And when we graduated, I was 6'5", like 200 pounds. So I was really lean and really skinny. But
you were just jumping all over the place. Yeah. Okay, nice, interesting. I would never guess that. I guess shot put. Okay, but you were the high jumper. Okay, cool. All right, good choices though. Interesting choices with the arcade game. I've never heard of the track and field game, so that's cool that it kind of hit home for you for that one. You're like, ooh, this is nice in video game format and stuff. Root, love Root. I mean, like you said it correctly. Like Root's not a, hey, let's whip out Root and let's play with some random people. Like this is a game where like you got to dedicate. You gotta have people that know how to play the game, because if you don't, then you're spending half the time just explaining what your faction does. And so, I love Root. Root's a fun one. I love playing it. But I think they're coming out. Did they come out with like a TRPG version of it?
They do have a tabletop RPG, and I have all those books too. So
really interesting.
Get together and run a tabletop RPG.
I'm down. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Yeah.
I'm already done. I'm already in. All right. Tomorrow we're doing it right now. Okay, cool. So all right. So those are Travis's choices. All right, Clay, Jared, whoever wants to take it away for this one here, for the ice.
I got you.
Clay
I'm going. Yeah, thanks. Please cede the floor to me, Jared. It pains me to every time someone asks me my favorite board game, because the truth of the matter is, I don't know that I can keep saying it's my favorite board game when it's been well over a year and a half since I've played it. And it is the same board game that is Travis's number one board game, and that's Root. I mean, when you have people that know it and you can just get it going and playing, man, it's such a good experience. And I've not played any games that match that experience. And even though it's been a while since I played it, I still hold it in very high esteem. And so, I have to stand my ground, even though it is quite embarrassing to never play your favorite board game of all time, even though it just sits right back there and collects dust.
Oh man. Okay, Root. We got 2 for Root. All right. What about
is that on Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Root, yeah.
Awesome digital adaptation too by Direwolf.
Yep. Yeah.
I have the app, but
yeah, you can play that on Steam.
Why aren't we playing? What's going on?
There you go. It's calling you out, guys. It's like, hey, running into some Root sessions here. I think the digital format of the game is a really good way to introduce you to the game. That way, that way you have someone teaching you. That way, when you're ready to play for live, you already know the rules instead of having the guy kind of explain to you. You can just try out all the factions, see how they play and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
obviously the digital version like helps you out with setup time and all that stuff, but at least you get the core mechanics of the game and how it plays out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a digital adaptations episode a couple weeks ago, and
nice.
Root was up there because, as Clay mentioned in that episode, it's not only the setup time and learning, but they actually have tutorials for each of the factions. You can learn their ins and outs and their kind of intricacies,
Yeah.
and then not to mention they like animate the whole thing, and all the animations are super cute. And you get to watch little cats running at a bunch of birds and getting in a tussle. So it's pretty awesome.
Seeing the claw marks go and everything.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So Clay, Root's your number one. Okay, and what we got for video games? You got any
So
video games?
I will caveat this by saying I am not a big video gamer.
Okay.
But if I'm going from like recent 10 years, the game that I've enjoyed the most, and again, I'm not a big video gamer, so I haven't even finished it, but my wife and I logged a lot of hours on It Takes Two. And I found that to be like such an interesting game that, you know, all the little creative ways they change it up in the different levels, I suppose. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But probably the game I played the most in my life was in high school, man. It was like peak Halo 3 time.
Yeah.
There we go,
And
baby.
getting the buddies around with the freaking what was it? What was that one that shot out the pink laser things? The spike.
The
spike
Needler.
laser?
Oh, the Spartan laser? The Spartan laser?
Needlers.
The Needler,
Needler.
yeah. I get to put the Needler and just lighting people up. Oh my gosh, so many good memories.
Yep.
But that was we all sat around the same thing and doing couch together. So
Yep.
yeah, Halo 3 is definitely the game I would say is my favorite video game of all time.
What an answer, man! What an answer. Halo 3 is
Great answer.
that is peak right. That was peak gaming for me. Man.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the LAN party where you got a bunch of Xboxes and connected them?
You're hauling a 50-pound TV all over the place to your friend's house.
Yeah, I did that with a couple of buddies of mine. Yeah, we would like bring bring your Xbox. You got the controllers? All right, you got the food? All right, let's go. And we just have we'd be like four like screens in like around us and just like playing like massive Halo games.
Yeah.
Mom's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "We're playing Halo, Mom. Get out of here." Yeah, dude. Okay, so Halo 3 and then It Takes Two. Takes Two is that's a really fun, chill game to play with like a partner. Not just kind of like have some good like puzzle solving skills and like figuring out how to play the game. That's a fun one. And then Roots. Okay, cool. All right, Jared. And the icebreakers with the banger. What we got here?
I mean, I would be. I'm just gonna break with tradition here and say it's not Root. These other two.
My gosh.
I mean, I really have this fascination with Lost Ruins of Arnak. I don't think I put that as my number one in my in the podcast that we did. It's probably Dune, but I can get way more reps of Lost Ruins of Arnak. This one is like a worker placement deck building, like going up this research track game. Tons of fun, and it's on Boardgame Arena, so I can hit it anytime that I want, which is dangerous. But I've had like this one game going on continuous with my buddy Dallin for like 2 years at this point. Like as soon as one ends, we just start another one.
Nice.
I'm actually gonna go meet up with him for Christmas, and we're gonna play it for the first time live together.
Dang.
And I'm actually gonna get out the expansion, Clay, that you got me.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I'm excited for it. I've never played the expansion, but I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna get a Airbnb together in Savannah. It's gonna be a blast. But,
Nice.
that's probably my number one. I'd say Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Lost Ruins
for
of
sure.
Arnak. Okay.
And he's freaking good at it too. Like
He knows, huh?
He will
Cannot be beat.
he will whoop that ass up and down.
Really? Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at my BGA score, whatever that
The ELO.
ranking,
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I mean, I play some dudes from like Estonia and Romania and stuff that will just like destroy me. And
Dang.
a lot of good people on the east, from the east, Hong Kong, China.
Yeah.
Those dudes know what they're doing.
Oh yeah. Like
But-
second round, they're already like at the top of the temple. You're like, whoa, how'd you get there? Don't worry about it, right?
Or it's like they Mr. Miyagi me. They let me go up the temple and then they
Oh.
schwack me some other way. So
Oh,
I
snap.
don't know.
For
Anyways,
sure.
that's probably my favorite for sure.
Okay, Lost Ruins of Arnak.
But for record, Jared has like 1,000 plays of Lost Ruins of Arnak on BGA.
Oh.
I mean, I let's look at the stats. I mean, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, pull them up. Let's
but-
fact check him over here.
I know. I do really love Lost Ruins of Arnak.
It's a fun game. I mean, you not every day you get to be Indiana Jones and go start expeditions and fight monsters and collect all these things. Oh man, that's your number one. What do we got for video games, Jared? What we got here?
I honestly, when these guys were talking, I'm like, I have not played a video game in a very long time. Most of the time, I'm playing a board game or like I got Steam, but I use the tabletop simulator to play board games.
Board games, yep.
So I was gonna say Halo actually as well. So
Halo it is.
He's
Hey.
right on the money.
Join it up.
Like my mother-in-law got me an Xbox when we got married. Like right after we graduated, we got married. Like a couple days later, mother-in-law gave me an Xbox and never played it. We actually, it's just sitting in my garage,
Collecting
right
dust. Oh
So-
man. Jeez.
I don't know. Maybe I could give it to someone for Christmas, or maybe I'll bust it out for Christmas. Who knows? I don't
There
know.
you go, man. Sitting in the garage, I'm like, that hurts me. My heart just broke.
Yeah.
As a gamer, but no, that's fair. Yeah, you're more of a board gamer. And yeah, Halo. I mean, you can't go wrong with Halo, though. Bro. That's everyone could agree. Halo is where it was, where we had the most childhood memories. Playing Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. Those are great. I mean, I think they should have stopped at Halo 3. I don't know why they kept wanting, but I guess they want to milk it. Well, I liked Halo Reach. Halo Reach was fine.
But shout out to Halo Infinite, and they just brought out all the Halo 2 stuff just came back. So if you like Halo 2 and you have an Xbox, you can download Halo Infinite and play multiplayer for free. And they brought back all the Halo 2 stuff. So I'm
nice.
really digging that right now.
Oh, cool. Like all the maps and everything, too?
Yeah, maps, and they added like a new third-person mode. They added all sorts of stuff. So yeah, Halo 2 in Halo Infinite. It's pretty awesome.
I gotta get back on Halo Infinite for sure.
Yeah.
So before we get into the meat of the podcast, we're talking about Castles of Burgundy here. We wanna let the listeners know like who or what is Operation Game Night. Obviously, from a little bit of the intro, you guys are a podcast dedicated to board gaming, talking all board games news. Even a little bit of some pop culture references and stuff like that, which I love, which is awesome. Lines up with kind of what we do here as well, Games y Más. But we would like to know like the origins. Why Operation Game Night? What came across this the creation of a podcast that's amazing, which you guys should check out again. Oh, just stop watching this video. Just go watch their stuff right now. Just do it. Just do it. And like give them a thumbs up, like, subscribe, sent you over there, and then you can come back afterwards and watch. But whoever wants to take it away there, if you guys give us a bit of a spiel of the creation of Operation Game Night and you guys' purpose and the future for it and stuff like that. So I'll let you guys take it away for that one.
Yeah, so just a little bit about us. We are all active duty air and Space Force officers. And so we are serving all over the world. Jared's going to school right now. I'm in Germany. Clay's in Colorado. He's transitioning out of the Space Force right now. But we had a really solid game group when we were all in Colorado. These two have been friends forever for a super long time. I'm kind of new to the crew, but we had a really strong game group when we were in Colorado. And we had a weekly game night pretty religiously, I'd say. And, we all moved away. We all kind of scattered to the wind as Air Force people often do, Air and Space Force. Sorry, Clay. And, I really miss, playing games with these guys, talking games with these guys. We could go to places where we don't interact with a whole lot of board gamers. And one day out of the blue, I kind of just texted these guys like, should we just start a board game podcast? And so it kind of came out of just wanting to sit down and chat with these guys about board games. And these guys were on board and have devoted a lot of hours to just sitting around and talking about board games. And so we wanted to embrace our military roots as current and future serving officers. And so we stuck with Operation Game Night. We were kind of leaning into our military roots a little bit. So we debrief our week in gaming, all of our plays and procurements. And we talk about, what hit the table that week. And then oftentimes we'll do a special topic for the week where we'll talk about how to set up a good game night, how to get your kids into gaming, how to, collect and cull your games, whatever it is. We just have special topics most of the time. And then once a month, we will pitch Jared 2 board games of similar mechanics. And because Jared, for our listeners at least, know that Jared does not collect a lot of games. He plays a lot of games, but does not go out and buy anywhere near to the amount that Clay and I do.
Yeah, that's bad.
And so
Jared's
we will.
Jared's like, that's being financially stable. That's what it's called. Right?
I'm frugal.
There you go.
He's the most responsible of the 3 of us for sure.
Right.
We will pitch him a board game and he will decide on which game he would rather buy. He's under no obligation to buy them, but we'll pitch him 2 games. And those episodes have been really fun. So yeah, that's Operation Game Night. We do a couple special topics at the end where we kind of go over the fence outside the wire and we talk about what we've been doing outside of board gaming. Nice. And it's just been fun. We love interacting with the board game community. We've got a decent following on Instagram right now, but we're on all the social media platforms and we just love talking about board games and meeting people in the board game community. So that's how we met you. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to just be a part of this community and have our little space to chat about board games.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's awesome. I mean, first of all, thank you guys for your service. Thank you guys also for your service for the board gaming community as well. So you double service.
It's my pleasure.
There you go. But that's cool. That's I love the origins of that, and with keeping with the military roots of Operation Game Night, and with the whole board game, I think it's perfect. That's your guys' niche, and that's awesome, and I love it. I love watching your content. I mean, I have you guys on my alert system when it comes to YouTube, so I know when a video drops, I'm like, let's run it. Follow them on Instagram. Are you guys on TikTok, or are you guys just mostly on Instagram, Facebook, or what kind of social you guys are on?
I think Instagram is probably the easiest way to reach us if you are looking for our content. But we do have a YouTube, and we post all of our podcasts and videos and stuff. Clay is we're just getting into the video aspect of podcasting, so Clay has been leading that charge as our social media manager. So
no worries.
And as a social media manager, I feel like it's important to point out that we're primarily on Instagram.
Gotcha.
So if you want to get us, we do have accounts for other platforms, but
you're mainly on Instagram.
I got Facebook locked me out, so good luck finding us there.
So you can find us at Operation Game Night Podcast on Instagram.
Okay. For sure. Yeah. I'll leave you guys links on there below as well.
I'm just waiting for The Office, that Wolf app or whatever they were talking about on the Office TV show, where you do one thing and it sends you a fax and an email and a text, and that's what we really need. But
yeah,
for sure.
I was just going to jump in and say it was beautiful to watch Travis get introduced for the first time, because he's our fearless leader. It's a thankless job, but publicly we want to say thank you to Travis for he's the one who's leading this, putting this all together, and making it happen.
He corrals.
Wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for him.
There you go.
They give me too much credit. I sent them a text that said we should start a podcast.
And they're like, all right, cool, set it up.
Yep.
You're like, are you?
I thought he was kidding.
Yeah, you are. You're like, yeah, sure, I can do an episode, record something wild.
3 weeks later, we had our first episode published. So yeah, it moved pretty fast, and we're still learning as we go.
And you guys say you post on YouTube. Are you guys posting as well, like on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anything like that? Or mainly YouTube?
It's on YouTube and Spotify.
Okay, cool. So there's
Apple Music.
Podcast.
Yep.
The podcast goes everywhere.
Got you. The content, the social content is on Instagram for sure.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So go give them a follow. I mean, like I said, I'll leave links below on the description for you guys, for all you guys' socials, your Instagram, on your YouTube, Spotify, everywhere that they can find you guys. So it's easier. Just click it, like, subscribe, watch, and just do it. Like, I don't know why you're still watching this. Just do it. Just keep going. Just keep going over there. But thank you again for giving us the intro there of what Operation Game Night is all about. Very excited to talk to you guys. I'm even more excited for the future. I'd love to have you guys on again more topics, more board game content. We can keep talking. We can always collab. I'd love to be on your guys' pod whenever time permits. Love to talk whatever you guys want to do. But let's get into the meat of the podcast here. We did intros, we did the origins, but let's talk about what this podcast is about: Top Shelf or Yard Sale. For those that are watching for the first time, again, thank you so much for watching. We do a segment here called Top Shelf or Yard Sale, where we're diving deep into board games, deciding if this game is worthy to be on your top shelf or if it's sadly going to end up on your neighbor's weekly yard sale down the street, which it's to us board gamers is a horrible sight to see, but maybe also an awesome sight to see because we can just snag up a cheap game that's usually expensive. So our target audience for these questions are mostly for you guys gamers that are maybe intermediate, beginner gamers that are unsure about what to get next on their collection. Maybe you guys played a little bit of some Carcassonne. Maybe you guys played a little bit of some Survive or some of the middleweight games and are looking to make the next step into these other games that we're going to talk about here. And so we're going to talk about Castles of Burgundy. Travis, I gave you guys the questions. I gave you the questions ahead of time before we started recording here. Again, I previously said I've only played this game once. I've had some bad memories with this game, but I need to play it again for sure. But the way we structure this is we have 8 questions. In order for it to make it a top shelf game, it has to pass at least 6 of the 8 questions here. And so we're going to let Travis, Clay, and Jared drive this episode here with the questions here. Travis, I don't know if you even want to ask. You can ask these questions and let these guys go ahead and dive into it. And if there's like any uncertainty, I can be the tiebreaker and decide what the question should be or what the answer should be, and then we'll go see if this game is worthy to be on your top shelf. So, Castles of Burgundy here. In fact, before we do the questions, if you want to give like a quick rundown, Travis, of what this game is. What is Castles of Burgundy? What are we doing here with this board game here as well?
So, in Castles of Burgundy, you are rolling dice to select tiles to add to your duchy, which is basically your tableau that you're building, your city in front of yourself. You are selecting different buildings to add to your duchy. You're selecting different bonuses that can add to your end game scoring. You are selecting ships to improve your turn order and to collect goods to sell to earn points. And you are then collecting like animals, fields, to add to your duchy, and those are worth points, and you can combine them in certain orders and certain sets to then add additional points to your overall score. And the person at the end of, Clay, help me, how many rounds? 6? Five rounds.
A, B, C, D, E.
Yes, A, B, C, D, E. At the end of round E, which is also round 5, whoever has the highest score plus their in-game bonuses is the winner. It's super easy, and it's a great game. I'll let these guys gush about it some more, but yeah, Castles of Burgundy is deceptively simple, and it is a great game.
There you go. Top shelf. End of podcast.
Is that the reason why we have a Boardgame Arena game going on right now? We were doing a little pre-work for the podcast.
No, I just love that game, and I invited you guys to play.
There you go. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take the work here. Jared, Kelly, if you guys want to chime in with the board game a little bit, maybe some thoughts, and then we can do some afterthoughts at the end of that podcast. But some beginning thoughts to anyone listening about this game that's never even heard of this game before. I don't know if you guys want to chime in a little bit.
Yeah, so take it for what you will, but this is easily the game I've played the most. So Jared's played Lost Ruins of Arnak 300 times, and I've probably mirrored that with Castles of Burgundy, both in person and on BGA. So definitely a lot of experience, and I certainly wouldn't be playing this one game that many times if I didn't think it was pretty darn good. Some would say top shelf.
There you go. Nice. Top shelf.
Clay even just recently had like a Castles of Burgundy night, a board game night at his place.
Oh,
he
nice.
did like groups, and there was like a tournament style, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't want to speak too much until we get into the questions because I'm probably going to have a lot of ammunition stored up from those various experiences.
He's ready.
I'll leave it at that.
He's gonna fight for this game. He's gonna fight for the top shelf game for sure.
I did check the stats on BJ, and Travis and Clay both. That's their number one game they've played. But Mary, Clay's wife, has the highest win percentage.
Ooh,
So that's probably true.
Yeah, Mary, she's formidable opponent. Like Clay's had to drag her through this hobby of his, like he does most things. But she, in like other ways, she just comes out on top. That's just what she does. That's Mary for you.
There you go.
But I personally just really like the game because it's very simple, especially on BGA. So I don't know if you got a BGA account or
I don't actually. I think I've heard of Boardgame Arena, but I haven't. And after this episode, I'm going to create one, and we're going to get game nights going. All right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I was about to say. If you want, get a couple more reps, just get you a Boardgame Arena account, and we'll find you, and we will add you to our game list. And because you can do asynchronous games where it's like you have a day to make a turn. You play the game over a couple weeks, so it's like it's not a big commitment.
So it's like not live. Like you can take your turn.
Yeah. Especially because we got Travis. He's like, what time is it over there? It's like 10 o'clock at night.
Pushing 9 o'clock.
Pushing 9.
Yeah. So, but you can play with your buddies around the world. That's what's so great about the online side of it. But
Boardgame Arena.
Castles of Burgundy, it's a hexagon. Like all the shapes are a hexagon. I like hexagons.
Yeah, look at your background, man. You got hexagons.
That's what. Yeah. Look, that's why I got this background up in here.
There you go. You got the
I don't know
hexagon.
I don't know what this is from. Hopefully, it's nothing bad. But
that's when you combine all the duchies. You combine all the duchies in the world, and that's
they
the
become
world
that.
right there.
They become this. Yep. So he is the Castle of Burgundy for sure.
That's right.
King of the castle.
Yeah, King of the Castle. So Boardgame Arena, I gotta check that out. Okay. All right. So there you guys have it. A little bit, some thoughts of the opening of what Castles of Burgundy is, and if you've piqued your curiosity, keep listening, and we'll see if this game is worthy to be on your top shelf, or who knows. I mean, I know Clay's ready to fight and say that it is and needs to be on everyone's top shelf, but let's see if he can outsmart these questions. And give him one. Travis, go ahead. If you want, yeah, there you go. Travis, if you want to take it away with the first question, go ahead. We can alternate with questions. Question asked.
All right, I might alter the verbiage just a little bit, but
go ahead.
First question is this game easy to learn and understand? Like somebody new to the game, can they pick it up easily, and can they run with it with a brief explanation of the rules?
Like they could just look at the rules and figure out how to play this game, or is it kind of like, wait, I'm
with a teacher? Or on their own?
It's on your own. It's you bought this game and you're trying to figure out what's going on with this game here.
I mean, most of the ways I learn board games is what's his name, Rodney? I don't know.
How I played?
Dude.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think one thing that Castle Burgundy's got going for it is it called like the iconography or the pictures matching the colors. And so, like, you have a die that you roll 1 through 6. Like, that's pretty standard. Now I take that number and I look in this area for certain color of tiles. Oh, do I want that tile? And I can match it to my tableau in front of you. So I don't know. I think it's pretty easy to pick up and learn, and they've done a good job of like the layout, making it straightforward. Okay. The only thing I would say that is a minus on it is just like there is like meaning to each of the tiles. So like I've never played it in person. Have I played it in person? Clay would maybe know. But if there's a good player aid that tells you, hey, this tile means this.
Yeah,
I'm sure that would help you get it through.
Special edition does have player aids with it, and you can certainly go on Board Game Geek and find some if you have an older copy that you can print out. But yeah, what Jared said is true. Like the actual turn-to-turn flow of the game is fairly easy to understand. You roll the number, you have things that have that number on, and you can take them or place them. But yeah, the complexity is in knowing what all the different tiles do and why you would want to do that. Because the yellow tiles, I played this game so many times, I still just ignore the yellow tiles because I don't want to deal with figuring out what they do. I know what all the rest of the stuff does, and it's probably to my detriment because the yellow tiles give you like a lot of end game points and stuff, and like ongoing abilities during the game. But you can have a heck of a good time with the game, like I have, and for the most part, just kind of ignore those. There's some that are pretty easy to understand, but the rest I have to look at the player aid to figure out.
Yeah, there's 26 of those yellow tiles, so 26 different like bonuses or special abilities. That could be tough, but once you understand the game, if you can look it up and be like, okay, this one means this, and each of the tiles is numbered. So like it's 1 through 26. So you can go look on a list and say, oh, if I get this one, it gives me 4 extra points at the end of the game or whatever. So
Okay.
they do have iconography that's supposed to help with that as well. But
Yeah, and I know we're not talking strictly digital adaptation, but digital adaptation, you just hover your mouse over or you click and hold on any of the tiles, and it'll have a little pop-up window that tells you exactly what it does. So, it's pretty easy, and once you get the hang of it, I think the yellow tiles are probably the hardest. Then maybe like the buildings, because the buildings all have special abilities that trigger once you place them in your duchy.
Yeah, but there's like 5 different buildings you have to learn versus the 20 yellow tiles that you need to learn.
You learn them pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we going? So Jared, we going yes on this one?
I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clay, we going yes on this answer?
I've come around to it. Yes.
Yes. Travis, what do you think, Travis? Do you think it's
I'm saying I'm saying yes, because your actions that you're taking, even if you don't understand what they all do, you can roll dice and pick the tiles based on the dice that you roll. The iconography on the main board has little dice icons next to all the different areas that you're drawing from. And so you roll a 1, you go over to the 1 spot, and you can pick any of those tiles. Like that's the whole thing. That's it.
Gotcha.
It's pretty easy.
Straightforward. That it is. Just roll, pick it up. Okay, so So first question's a yes. So we got it here. I'm making it where if everyone's unanimous on yes, we'll make it the answer yes. If we have difference of opinions, we'll see how we go with that one. These next 2 questions, Travis, I'll ask so we can kind of like preface it real quick. These next 2 questions kind of mesh with together, but I kind of separated them a little bit. So first question is, does this game have good game components? And what I mean by game components is, how are the tiles? Are they nice crafted, or how are the pieces? How are the dices? Is it? I have the old version, so like my cutout tiles are like just like little cardboard boxes, like plain little pictures of the box like cutouts. They're not like, we can compare to like maybe like Twilight Imperium or like some of these other heavier games that have like the nice components. Like Nemesis has those nice components to them. What do you think? Does this game is I haven't played the Awaken Realms one. So you were telling me, Travis, that the components are a little bit different on that one. So we can go straight with the newer version, because I'm pretty sure the Ravensburg one is probably kind of hard to find nowadays. So the Awaken Realms one. What do you think? Does this game have good game components to it? Are the pieces looking nice? We're not talking about game design. That's the next question. But we're just going straight most components. What are they? Are they plastics? Are they nice plastic metal, maybe a little bit, or are they just straight little cardboard cutouts that most games have? I'll let you guys go for that one. What do you guys think?
I am really excited to talk about the Awaken Realms version, because like all Awaken Realms games, this is way overproduced and beautiful. Nice. In the Awaken Realms version, it comes with nice little sewn bags that are color-coded based on the color of tiles that go in them. The tiles are all nice and thick and acrylic. The player boards are all dual layer, the double layer boards. It even comes with this little like plastic divider that you set in there that can hold all your tiles in place as you build your duchy. The metal coins, I'm a sucker for metal coins. This game comes with beautiful metal coins that you couldn't collect to then spend later on. And then if you get the terrain packs, the terrain packs come with little actual castles that you can build into your duchy. And so you put these big little terrain castles all over your board. The buildings all look like the buildings that would come on the little cardboard chits that you would get in the base version. And then like the ships that you would add are these actual physical ships. You can go on Boardgame Arena or Board Game Geek and look at pictures of these, but it is so overproduced and beautiful and phenomenal. Clay is like,
Well, I
eager
just
to
don't
jump
want
in.
to. Yeah, I mean, I think we should clarify that the base version of the Awakened Realms production of this does not have all that.
Okay.
And
Well,
that's Mr. Kickstarter getting all the Kickstarter, which I have too.
that's
So
fair.
I just walked into Petrie's today, and they had the Awakened Realms version, and that sucker's still $180. So it's a nice production.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
it's a nice production, but you do not get the acrylic tiles. You do not get like all the minis for every little spot on the board. You do get the castle minis, and you do get a nice dual layered board with that plastic insert where you can put your cardboard tiles into. And another thing that goes back to the teaching of it is the cardboard tiles of it are actually pretty nice, because on the back of every cardboard tile, it tells you in words what that tile does.
Oh,
So if you get the acrylic ones, which are nice to feel, you lose that. But in the base version, which it feels crazy to call $180 game of the base version, you don't get all that stuff, but still great components, great production, definitely elevated the game experience. And is price a question later?
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Okay. Well, I will bite my tongue then
Hold on, hold on.
until the future. So if we're just
I will
talking
say-
component, off the chart.
I will say us at Operation Game Night are a sucker for some bags. So
Oh, yeah.
the base game comes with bags, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, or this the whatever the old version we are talking about.
The
'Cause
old
you got to
the
be
re-
able to draw these tiles randomly.
No, so the base version, it just has you shuffle them and put them set aside to the on the
Yeah,
side of the
no
board.
bags in that.
There's
in
no
that.
bags
No
in that
bags
one.
in the base.
No bag in the base of the old version. No.
But in the base Awakened Realms version that we're talking about,
Yes.
$180, bags for sure.
Bags on bags.
Beautiful
Okay.
velvety
Hey,
bags.
Awakened Realms
Oh,
loves them
wow.
bags, man. They love them
Oh,
bags.
yeah. Do yourself a
Nemesis-
favor. Do yourself a favor and go out and buy some nice bags for your Castles of Burgundy copy.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, I
There you go.
love drawing things out of a bag.
Yep, gotta love a bag builder game for sure. Okay, so we going solid yes for this one for the Awakened Realms version, not the Ravens version, because the Ravensburger version, the components are like just little cardboard little things.
Yeah,
There's nothing-
that's a hard no on the Ravensburger over there. I'll Awakened Realms, yes.
So we'll
Top
go with
shelf.
yes. And I think the Awakened Realms is more common to find anyway. So the Ravensburger one is, I mean, I tried even looking for it online, and it's like you got to go through like channels to like find the old version and pay a lot more. So we'll go with yes for the newer version, especially because chances are if you're looking into this game, guys, you're probably going to find the Awakened Realms version instead of the Ravensburger one. So yeah, we'll go with yes. That's another yes question here. Yes. So we got two out of the 8 so far. So the next question is that it kind of meshes in was, does this game have good game design? How is the artwork for this game? How are the pieces, the pictures of the castle, the pictures of your resources, of how well is designed, or is it just kind of some just little basic generic little house and then that's it? Like, how does it show that there was time put into the design artwork? Maybe even the box. How does the box look? I know the old version is kind of cartoonish, but I mean, I like the artwork for it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? What's the design for this game? What do you think?
Yeah, so the box art is pretty nice even for the Awakened Realms version. And this box will stand alone on its shelf. Like, that thing is big and beefy. It's a pretty big box. Just the base version of the Awakened Realms is pretty big and has nice artwork on it. I would say if you're getting the Ravensburger, I don't know. I think altogether the artwork is not its strong suit. I think it's more the mechanisms and the way that all the tiles interact and that type of stuff. But yeah, I don't think art is a strong piece, much like many Euros and stuff. Like Euros are not known for their artwork most of the time. And I think this is similar. Clay, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, the pictures of the sheep and cows on the tiles really don't do much for me. I mean, they're not bad, but that's not what gets me excited about playing Castles of Burgundy, like Travis said. But yeah, the box art, love it, looks great, and the art is still definitely an improvement over the
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 old one.
burgundy
Oh, yeah.
box you got over there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Jared?
Again, I feel like I'm a little bit. I'm coming from the electronic perspective. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Compared to
right.
what? I mean,
Yeah.
it works for
Got you.
me.
So what do you think? What are we going for this question? Do you think is good game design, or is it it could be better? Maybe a no for this
I think
one.
if we're talking art, I think it's probably a no.
No?
I don't think the art is its strong suit.
If I'm being honest and not a homer here, I'm gonna have to go no too on the art.
Okay.
Nah. Yeah.
Yeah. Jared's like it's passable. It's not like
I could take it or
wow.
leave it. But,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna go
All right.
against these two guys. I'll
So,
say that.
all right, no, we'll go with no on the design of the artwork and stuff. Nothing too wow factor ish, but I mean it's not a big factor here, but we'll go with no on that one. Travis, you want to ask the next one? This one, the question number 4.
Is it replayable? Does it have replayability?
Oh,
I think I already said that. I play most games 1 to 2 times, and I've played Castles of Burgundy hundreds and hundreds of times. So, in my opinion, it is an amazingly replayable game. You have in the Awakened Realms version, there are so many different starting player boards that you can have that switch up the way the tiles are laid out on your board. That are going to change your strategy probably. And just every time you play, the way the tiles come out into the different spaces are going to dictate what you can get and what path you might go down. So, yeah, every time you play, you're going to, I have strategies I like to try and do, but if I sit out there and there's 3 sheep in the first round, maybe I'm going animals, So I think it's certainly replayable.
For sure, it keeps the game fresh.
Clay is a sucker for some animals. I'll say that.
Give me all the sheep.
Yeah,
but there's definitely a bunch of different strategies you can take too, and it's completely new each time you play it, in my opinion. So
Okay. Travis, what do you think?
Lots of good.
I will say. So for background, these two love inviting me to Boardgame Arena games that I have never played before, and they're like, "Hey, we're starting this game," and I try and jump in and do my best, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll just click whatever's available. Okay, so the day that I first bought this game, Clay recommended it, and he said, "Oh, that's a pretty good game." I saw it at the Game Swap or whatever, and I got it for $5. And that night, Clay invited me to a game. I had never played it before and didn't really know what I was doing, but it's easy to pick up, and I got into the swing of things. But since then, and over subsequent plays, this game has the strategy of it has unfolded itself to me, and it's become like this sweet puzzle that I really enjoy going back to. I think it is replayable in that you really find some intricacies in the way that the tiles interact. And like Clay will say that he ignores the yellow tiles, but though if you focus on the yellow tiles, it completely unlocks a new strategy. If you get those yellow tiles out early, then maybe I can chain more stuff together later on. And I think it's more complex than meets the eye. The actions you're taking are really simple, but the puzzle continues to evolve and get more desperate, especially when you play at higher player counts. You play with 4 people, that board that you're drawing your tiles from, the city or whatever, the main board that you're drafting your tiles from,
right?
It becomes sparse, and you have to really be, intentional with your moves as you select your tiles and as you place them, because you're fighting for 2-3 points that might give you the edge at the end. So I think it's replayable for sure.
Awesome. Okay.
I'd just like to say that that was the heyday when you didn't know how to play, and I started inviting. I had a run of when Travis didn't know how to play. I just kept starting games with him, and I probably won 20 in a row. Since then, I don't know if I've won, but I was feeling myself. I was like, my freaking elo was coming.
You're like, he's learning, he's adapting.
Yeah. But now he's into yellow tiles, and I still don't bother with him. So.
Okay, all right. So yes, on replayability, good replayability. We can go with that one for sure. All right. Next question. What we got here, Travis? What's the next question here?
The next question is about setup time. Does it have a reasonable setup time for this game?
And usually, what I do with these games, if I own them, is what I like to do is actually time myself. I set it up, but like not like as if like I already knew how to play the game, because usually when you play it so many times, you know what to do and stuff like that. I did it as if like this is my first time ever playing a game. Like so I opened up the box, I looked at the rules, and just started reading the setup, and just started doing the setups. Like, okay, it wants me to take out these tiles, shuffle these tiles, did all that. So the time that we got was about 12 minutes for a 3-player game. I set it up for like a 3-player game, so I gave them. I gave everyone their little player mat. Gave them their starting dice, their starting things. I set up all the supplies, the silverlings, what they're called, and everything. It all came out to about 12 minutes. I think the thing that took me the most was the actual like the resources, like the sheep and all that stuff, because there's like 162 tiles of them, I believe.
Yeah.
So I had to take them all out and separate them all, because they want you to separate them all based on their color. So I did all that. Again, it took me like 12 minutes. Me personally, that's a great setup time, because like based on all the other games we have, like Twilight Imperium, that's like an hour setup time, a day setup time. You know, you have a bunch of games with so many components. But yeah, I timed myself with 12 minutes of setup time. I don't know if you guys want to maybe chime in or maybe differ, saying maybe that's a little too long for you guys. I mean, what do you guys think of setup time here?
If you own this game and you own the base version, the Ravensburger version, do yourself a favor and buy some bags.
Bags.
You get the bags. They're pre-sorted. You give that bag a shake, and then you just pull tiles out, and it's super fast. It'll cut down at least a couple minutes of sorting and stuff. But I think 12 minutes is probably accurate. I saw setup time listed online as 15 minutes, and I think that's probably, if you're setting it up for your first time, I think 15 minutes is probably accurate.
Okay. If you're someone like me, setup time is 0, because I do it online,
straight up,
or I go to Clay's house, and Clay he's such a gracious and giving host. He will have everything set up for you, and then when it's over, he's like, "Just go home. I'll handle it later." I don't even clean up.
Dang. Jared's like, this is a great setup time game. I love it.
This is amazing.
This is amazing. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the magic coffee table that it just does all the laundry for you. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know how to tell you this, but I put the laundry here.
That's a deep internet reference. That's great.
Nice.
No, I'm glad you understood it.
I did not. I've not been on the internet.
Chat.
Clay, what do you think? What do you think about the setup time?
I also agree that that's probably for first time 12 to 15 minutes, just because you have to familiarize yourself with the components and get them out. But yeah, it definitely cuts down having the bags with the Awaken Realms version. And as you get familiar with it, like, I mean, I can probably set this up now in like 5 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, there you go.
I've played it so many times.
Okay. So go with yes. I think 12 to 15 minutes is a great decent time to play. Setup time to set it up and kind of get used to it. It's one of those games where maybe like I said, if you have a couple buddies over, you can whip it out real quick and just set it up while they're waiting. You know, it's not like a heavier game. So we'll go with yes on that one. All right. Next question is the money question. Travis, go ahead and ask the money question here.
Is this game reasonably priced?
No.
Or will it break your wallet?
Wait a second. Hold on. I retract my initial no. So if you're looking at a game that price per play, I have gotten $180 worth out of this game 5 times over. And that's like just talking about playing that version on the table, not to mention the times I've played online, because I've played freaking Castles of Burgundy. And to see people's faces when you get out that beautiful box and you hand them their silver coins and you give them these, again, it doesn't come with the acrylic tiles, but I think you get your money's worth if this is a game that you enjoy. I've no doubt, like I don't think there's any other game that I've gotten my money's worth out of more, and that costs the most. So it's not if you're going to buy it to play it once or twice, absolutely not. But
okay.
Yeah.
How much is the Raffensperger one? Or what
You
is it
can't.
called?
It's really hard to find because like they don't make it anymore. I mean, I looked at on
On the
Amazon.
geek market, I'm seeing $30, €30, €20.
On Amazon, the Ravensburger one is like $70.
Jeez.
New, like new.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
even then, like you can't even like you have to go through like these channels to like buy it and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
But
think
the,
the Ravensburger one is out of print now that Awakened Realms has the license.
take it over.
Like I was telling you before the podcast started, I got this at a GameSwap for $5, and then there was an even cheaper version available, and those people were probably offloading in anticipation of the big box Awakened Realms version. But
Oh, got you.
yeah, if you can find this for a decent price, the Ravensburger version is still worth a try. I think that the barrier to entry for the Awakened Realms is a little steep. I think you got to know that you love this game if you're going to invest in like the big box version.
Is the Awakened Realms one the $180? Is that normal price or does it is that like a sale price?
That's what it just was at our local game store. I literally went there this morning with Scott and Brittany with their intentions to buy that game because I played it with them a few weeks ago and they're like, yeah, that game's amazing. They're willing to spend the $180 on the Awakened Realms. They pulled the trigger. I walked them into Petrie's. I showed them the wall. I was like, this is where you can get it. And they bought it. So, I mean, Petrie's is usually selling things at retail price. So that's probably pretty accurate.
Okay, and I know we're not speculating, but they just did a second run on Kickstarter for the big box version, or GameFound rather. And so Awakened Realms that price should be coming down a little bit, but it's still pretty expensive.
So we can. This is a tough one because it's like it's decently priced if you find the Ravensburger one because it's like Jerry was saying, it's like $30 and you can find it easily. But the Awakened Realms one, which is kind of the one we're trying to lean towards more because it's like the more updated version, the better one. It's $180, and like you said, Clay, like what you get is you're paying for what you're getting for. We can make the argument with Nemesis, that's like a $140 game, but like you're getting all these minis, you're getting all these components for it, so it's like it is worth it. But even then, it's like oh geez, like $120, it's like so like $180 for that one. Me personally, it's like oof. Like I think of when I think decently priced games, my range is like from like $35 to like $70, $80 range. Is like you can get a good decent price game, even if you're selling it like on sale and stuff like that. But I agree with you, Clay. It's like whatever the price you're paying for is what you're getting for the game. Obviously, if this game was like a horrible game, you're paying $180. You're like, all right, you spent all this money for like this game's like not even that good. But I don't know. Like I said, I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll let you make the final decision. Do you think this is a decently priced game?
Yeah, I would like to say too that it's not just the fancy components in this new version. Like they also stuffed that thing full of like we spoke about. We had that Castles of Burgundy tournament night where because they have like this team variant in this game, so they stuffed this thing full of different modules. There's like this whole vineyard expansion I've played a few times. So, I mean, that thing is jammed. That box is packed full of a lot of different like gameplay experiences. Like we've been focused on the like base gameplay, but like you're getting a lot in the box besides just the sweet production.
Okay.
But I don't know that in good conscience I could say that it's a reasonably priced game.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll go find a verdict. Jared, what do you think? Yes or no? Decently priced.
You don't do qualified guesses, do you?
We got to stick to the wire ends.
It's almost like I wonder what it would come out to in your calculations there. Like you go with the one version, it's cheaper but not as nice. And this one, you're paying for what you're getting. So maybe we still are going to reach the top shelf. I think
we'll reach it. This was the only one I was worried about.
Yeah, so right now we have one no on the game design. So if we do this no, I mean we just got to get the next two questions, and I think we will.
I think it maybe just the amount of discussion that we've have to had. Maybe we just do this one a no.
A no, okay. Clay, do you think you're agreeing with this? Going with the no?
I agree. I agree.
Okay. And Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna say no.
No, okay. So
As much as I love my $5 copy, I don't know if I can
yeah, we have to
justify
think.
most people.
Yeah, we have to think through the lens of this is where we are new board gamers and
Yeah.
intermediate board games looking at this game
Yeah.
going, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next question here, which I'll ask this one here, Travis. Does this game have good game lore, or does it immerse you into this world of Castles of Burgundy? Is this a game that?
Oh, no.
Is this a game where like
We're
taking
yard
on the
selling.
role? Yeah. Oh no, we're yard selling. So is this a game where like the story of this game is just like a paragraph on the rule sheet? We're like, all right, you're this guy and you're building this. There, good luck. Or is it again like you guys probably understand like immersion? Like for me, like a good immersion game for me is like Betrayal, House on the Hill. That's a game where you're immersing yourself into the world of who are we, what are we doing here, what's the story. What do you think about
I love
Castles
that
of
game.
Burgundy? Yeah, I love that's my top game for sure.
Guys, can we go back to the last question and give that a yes? Because
No.
Oh no.
I feel better about giving Price a yes than giving a yes to an immersive storyline or lore. Good
We
lord.
can. I mean, if you guys want to change it, we can change it if you want. It's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to go with.
No, I feel like that's massaging the that's
Metagaming,
working the-
metagaming a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are we going with lore here? I mean, let me pull up the rules because I think it doesn't immerse you deep into the world, but like it gives you like a good game idea where it's like the 15th century princes of Burgundy strategically devote their efforts.
I didn't even know that was what it was.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just building stuff.
Yeah, where is this game taking place?
Yeah, it's like on a little it's like a paragraph on top of like the rule sheet that kind of gives you like a. I mean, I thought it was cool because like when I was reading it, I'm like, okay, I can get on board with like where this person or where this whatever. But I mean, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys on the lore here. I mean, there's not too much to go off of, but.
So this is the question. This is the question that I have a little bit of beef with. I think that this question should be like if you are. I don't know. I guess if we're leaning towards new gamers, it's probably not the correct question. But like, if you are a serious board gamer, should this be on your top shelf? And I would say yes. The lore, I would say no. It does not have good lore. You could ask 10 people what the lore of this game is, and you'd probably get 10 different answers that are all wrong. The lore is you are building a duchy, a little kingdom. That's it.
I have no idea who I am.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess I'll give you the opposite perspective of like, I mean, there is water features, right? Sometimes there's a river. Like it's not like it's just made up. Like, and sometimes all of your cows are going to be in one area. So from a design aspect, I'm a civil engineer. So when I'm thinking of the way you lay this thing out, like, yeah, I could see it sometimes. You know, like, oh, this is an interesting duchy that maybe I want to invest in. And I'm going to put my mines over here, away from my castles. And
which is interesting though, Jared, because like I think something that on our previous episode when we had Kevin on was that his battle for the lore of this one is that the game itself doesn't have lore, but you have the opportunity to create lore in this game. So it's like you are creating the lore with your friends too as well. Like so you're creating like, you don't know who you are, but it's like, oh, my land is better than your land because I have this and this. And so you're creating a little story with it. It can be said by every other board game. I mean, you can't really do it with Monopoly, but I mean, I think you could build like your own lore with this game because you have enough. They gave you enough to like build it off. Where it's like my sheep are better because I fed them with this grade A fertilizer than your castles over here. You're destroying the forests on your areas and stuff like that. So you're building like this little like story behind it. I don't know if that gives you a little bit more perspective. You think maybe that's a yes on that one, or if you think like nah, it's still kind of a game where it's like we don't even know much about this game. It's just built. And
I think Uno has more lore than this game.
Oh, snap.
Hot take. That's going to be one of his shorts right there. That's going to be a reel.
Yeah, we're going to clip that for sure. We're clipping that right there. Oh, man.
Maybe the better question is like, will this game, as a new gamer, will this make a great game night for new gamers?
Okay.
And I think it's yes. I think people can jump into this and have a great time and learn and have a good time. And it's a little bit of competitive and it's a little bit of solitaire where you're placing things on your own to make the most of your turns. But yeah, the lore is pretty terrible.
Okay.
You want to get dressed up like a prince and play some old timey like medieval music and make
There
a
you
game
go.
night out of it? Then great, like
There you
have
go.
at it. But yeah, the lore itself
Lore
is pretty
doesn't
terrible.
immerse you. Okay.
Yeah, isn't Burgundy? It's a French. Like,
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a French fiefdom.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
buy a bunch of wine. Go, you know,
Get a charcuterie board going.
Yep.
There you
Get your
go.
big chalice and drink wine and
yes.
dress up like a prince and
Castles
have a
of
good game night.
Burgundy. I mean,
Yeah, this is a tough question with lore because, like, I mean, as myself as a board gamer, I like to be immersed in board games. Yeah, you know, a game where like, why are we playing it? And I feel like as new board gamers, they want to get immersed into what they're playing. You know, because like,
Sure.
if it's a simple like, all right, grab a dice and just roll it, and that's what you're doing. That's fun, but it's like, okay, it's not memorable. Like, my intention is when I have new board gamers at my house, I want them to leave with like a memorable night of like a game of like immersion, but also competitiveness as well. Like, you know, me personally, I think I can create a good game lore with this one. Yeah, I might be reaching for some straws for this one, but it's kind of there. But I'll leave the decision up to you guys. What do you guys think on this one?
I'm going no for lore.
No.
Yeah, I can't in good conscience sit here and.
unfortunately,
No. Okay. All right then. Oof.
I will be a man of honor, and
you won't
Alright.
sully your good name.
Yeah,
No.
There you go. Okay, so
lose all credibility.
All right, let's go with the final question here. Take it away, Travis. What's the final question here for this one?
Does it have good turn pace or turn order? Does the game move along at a decent clip? Are you paying attention to what other people are doing? Are you on your phone between turns? Is it engaged enough to move quickly and keep people engaged?
I think
Yes.
yes. Another thing too is like maybe Clay doesn't necessarily do this if he's not looking at the yellow tiles, but like you can also see what people roll and then see, okay, they have this. They're probably looking for this type of tile, but I want that tile as well. Or like maybe now I need to start investing in the coins, which lets you go to a different marketplace to buy different tiles. I think if you are a competitive board gamer, you are obviously going to be doing things to make yourself more competitive, and it's super. Like I love it. Like it's like also like a race too that I really like because you get more points earlier on in the game, or if you max out certain types of tiles, like if you place all of your own blue tiles, you get a bonus for being the first one to do that. So it's like a race that like tons of interaction. So it definitely keeps me engaged. Not saying that you can't just like throttle back, and if you're playing it live, you can be on your phone, and but you're not gonna beat Travis. I'll tell you that. So.
You'll probably beat me, but that's because I'm not looking at the yellow tiles and I'm not looking at other people's boards. But you certainly should and could do that, and it would make a more interactive experience. But I don't even need that to enjoy this game, because to me it's just a fun puzzle of trying to maximize each turn when the die are rolled, and the turns do go quick because you have 2 dice and you perform an action with each of them. So, you know, it's not like you're working through a ton of options that you have. Right. If you have a 1 on the die, you can either place a tile in a 1 spot or take a tile from the 1 port. And so, I mean, there's workers that you can like mitigate, and I've certainly seen people get a little bit of AP about it, but I think for the most part, you can kind of rattle through your turns pretty quick. And a 2-player game, Mary and I can play Castles of Burgundy in like 45 minutes because we just rip through our turns and 5 rounds go by pretty quick.
For sure. Okay.
Yeah, and I think if you have a bunch of new gamers at the table and they know what they're doing on their turn, even if they're not paying attention and they're on their phones or they're stepping away from the table to go get a drink or snacks or whatever, they come back, they have their 2 dice, they make those 2 choices, and they're on to the next one. And it's pretty readily apparent what they can and cannot do on their turn. And so the turns move quickly. Right. And so it keeps the game moving at a decent clip. And you reset the rounds, and then you're off to the races again. So I think the turn pace and turn order is really fast.
There's no like hidden objectives or anything. And you're constrained by the die, and like there's a little bit of like, hey, should I use? You can use workers to change the number on the die that you roll. Like, do I use a worker or do I not? That's like almost like the only decision space, I guess, to decide how much do I want to invest in this move and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. Yeah, reading the rules, rereading the rule sets, like, it keeps you kind of engaged. You're going. Just 2 dice, do you think? Move on to the next person. Do that, and it just keeps going. It's not like on your turn, you get to do 3 actions out of the list of 17 things you can do. You choose 3 of those things. You're just like, okay. And so it's like, it keeps the game going, flowing for sure, and stuff like that. But that is all 8 questions. And guys, it's not looking good here. It's not looking good here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 out of the 8 questions.
Dang.
Did we just yard sale Castles of Burgundy?
Unfortunately, guys, this is a yard sale game. If we're following, but look, if it makes it any easier, it's like a 5.9 out of like 6 because it's like right there. Because I mean, like me personally, like I was getting close to even getting rid of this game because I've never like played it as much. I've only played it once. But after talking to you guys, I'm like, this needs to remain on my top shelf because it's been on my top shelf. I just need to play it again. I got to reread the rules. I'll play with you guys on Boardgame Arena.
Get your account.
Boardgame Arena with us, and you're gonna like it. You're gonna.
And I'm gonna be like, I don't know, how dare we yard sell this game? How dare this game?
I know. You're gonna regret this.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, oh man. But if we're following the rubric here, and we can't give it grace because then again I have to give grace to all the other games that I yard sold. We got to earn it and stuff. Unfortunately, yes, it is a yard sale game 5. But honestly, though, if intermediate board gamers, and I say this to all the other board games that we give it yard sales, give it a try anyway. Give it a try. Even if you feel like it's a game that's going to end up in a yard sale, find someone that has it and just play with them and just see how it is. And then maybe, you leave a comment below and let us know that we were wrong, that this is a top shelf game. We'd love to see those comments. But just, give it a try. Find that core group that has it and that's played it. Go to your local board game shop and maybe someone there has played it and give the game a whirl. And
I hate to keep beating the drum, but get on Boardgame Arena. It's free too.
There you go.
Get an account. I mean, there's a paid version, but like, hit up Clay. He'll play a game with you. I mean, I just signed him up to it, but I'm sure he'll play a game with you on.
Yep, I'm Cardboard and Clay on there, so find me.
Yeah, definitely. We can even leave your guys' Boardgame Arena tags if you want. That way they can get more board game sessions there. But yeah, closing off this podcast, yes, unfortunately it is a yard sale. Sorry, Clay and Travis, for you guys' favorite game. It's you guys are disagreeing, and I can feel the pain with that. But hey, you know what? The beauty about the podcast episodes is we can have more episodes to redeem ourselves with other board games that we can top shelf.
Absolutely.
Well.
Yeah.
And we can talk that. But anyway, closing remarks here, guys. We can do some plugs. We already did the plugs at the very beginning, but if you guys want to reiterate, first of all, you guys can find them on Operation Game Night. Is there anything else you guys like to plug in that I could leave on the description below for you guys? Maybe if you want to leave your Boardgame Arena accounts, or if you want anything else you guys are working, other projects you'd like me to give a shout out for you guys. Floor is yours, guys. Whatever you guys want to plug in.
Yeah, we've done a couple of reviews for different publishers recently. And we have a couple more on the way, so we're looking forward to that. If you have a game that you're looking to have tried, we are pretty new and we're willing to try anything. So hit us up. Usually DMs on Instagram are the easiest way to reach us. Absolutely add us on Boardgame Arena and request to game with us. These guys have added me to more games than I can count of games that I have never played before and don't know how to play. So if you have a favorite game, go ahead and add us and we will try it out. And if you do find Castles of Burgundy at a yard sale, do yourself a favor and buy it. If you are walking around a game swap and you find a copy for $5, go ahead and get it because it's great. Castles of Burgundy and Operation Game Night.
Oh, there it is. All right. Clay, anything else? Anything else you want to add in? Any closing remarks for the game?
No, I mean, I feel like we just botched this for Castles of Burgundy. It doesn't deserve what happened here. I might have trouble sleeping tonight.
Oh no!
But thanks for having us on,
recount. No,
this has been fun. This is great.
I'm
cool
thankful
to do these things.
Yeah, hey, this is the beginning of future stuff, man. I want to have you guys on for sure and talk more games and get more content out there for you guys and stuff like that, and collab some more, man. Because I love having you guys. You guys were a blast. Jared, you got anything closing remarks about this game? Anything else you want to add on?
No. Jaredray is my board game arena. I love playing board games during class, so hopefully my teacher didn't isn't listening, but I'll sneak a couple rounds of board game arena in every now and then. But maybe a little shout out to the United States Air Force Academy for bringing the three of us together. If it wasn't for that sleepy town, Colorado Springs, and the glorious Air Force Academy, we wouldn't be here today.
There you go.
So
nice. Yeah, there you have it, guys. They're bringing board gamers together and creating a beautiful friendship and creating a good, awesome podcast. Once again, check out their podcast, Operation Game Night, on YouTube. You can find them on Instagram as well. You guys are at Operation Board Game, right? On Instagram?
At Operation Game Night.
At Operation Game Night. Yeah.
Any underscores?
Yeah, we do have underscores between. And we are also on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. We're on anywhere you get your podcasts. So
And
iHeartRadio, really?
Yeah. Everywhere, man.
Yeah. You can't get away from us, Jared.
There you go. You're everywhere. And let's get
OnlyFans? No? Okay.
OnlyFans.
Not yet.
that's later. That's later.
But if you want to see the rest of this board game, you gotta pay for a subscription right here. Guys, Travis, Clay, Jared, thank you again so much for joining me on this podcast, my humble little podcast here. I'm with you guys. I'm still small. We're still trying to grow. I love the support. I love supporting you guys. You guys have been awesome. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching and for supporting us. You can also find us. We gave you guys some plugs. Our plugs are: you can find us at Games You Must Pod. We're on all socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, Spotify. And wherever you guys can find us, you can find us at Games You Must Pod. That's Games You Must Pod. Or if you want to send us an email for any questions or give us some more suggestions on some more top shelf or yard sale games, we're at gamesyoumustpod@gmail.com. That is gamesyoumustpod@gmail.com. I'm very humbled. You guys are awesome. You guys are like celebs. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it, guys. And with all that being said, guys, nos vemos a la próxima.